Halftime Rants. It's your guy Mike.
Bezel.
And yeah, let's get a kick in, man. International break, how we feeling?
Yeah, man, all good, all good.
Yeah.
England winning. Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, Skelly made us proud.
Exactly, against all odds, all the criticism about him. First game, goal. Sick guy, man.
Bro.
Man, he's doing well though. I feel like he like Lewis Skelly's gonna be like the left back for England for a long time. Because remember people were trying to say it was gonna be Lewis Home. But Lewis Skelly for me, man, that guy's good, man.
We saying the real Lewis, real Lewis, please stand up.
Lewis Skelly is too cold, man, too cold. But what do you think of Rice though, the way he's playing for England compared to the way he plays for Arsenal?
I guess for England, he just kept it simple, innit?
Simple,
Just
yeah.
6, keep it ticking.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because see for me,
Yeah.
like that's the argument I always have about how where he plays 6 for England compared to Arsenal, where he's playing 8. I feel like we can have someone that's more offensive playing in that position. And I like the way he plays for England because if you notice for England, he touches the ball a lot more. Like he's the one controlling the game from deep. Obviously, I think people feel like he doesn't have that ability to control games like like Jorginho, Partey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then for Arsenal, it's like, why do we need to have him high up the pitch when you've got like a base of what's his name, Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, strong defensive base. Why not just have more attacking players on the pitch to get and keep them up high up the pitch? I like that, man. I feel like the England team looked really good as well. I even liked when Bellingham played centre mid next game as well.
Yeah, I really prefer Bellingham in a deeper position as well.
Yeah, because I feel like from there he can start making his runs forward and allows us to play you can play Rice, Bellingham and Palmer at the same time rather than picking between them. You can get to play both.
Yeah, that's true.
Foden though, what are you saying about your boy Foden? Man?
Nah, Foden's not my boy, man.
I think it was Roy Keane that was saying that Foden shouldn't worry about where he's going. What did he say? I think he said Foden shouldn't worry about where he's going to play because he's not going to play.
He's not going to play at all, yeah. But yeah, man, talking about this international break, it's done now. We've got the big Champions League games coming up. What are we thinking?
Yeah, well, like one of the games is what, Bayern, Inter Milan, isn't it?
Bayern, Inter.
Yeah, what do you think of that though, man?
Do you know what? It's a clash of styles. I think Bayern got the offensive power, Inter got the defensive resoluteness. So I don't know. It's an interesting one.
I'm thinking, you see, with like Bayern here, my only thing with them is, I think if there's certain games where they can come unstuck, like if teams are very solid defensively, because the thing is they're so offensive to get like their front fours, it's very attacking. Obviously they got like Musiala, what's his name up top? What's the striker's name again up top? Kane.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting about Kane.
Kane,
Olise, and stuff like that. Yeah. So they got so much firepower. So if you're open against them, they can kill you. But the thing is, a team like Inter Milan is solid defensively. You know what I mean? See how they played against us.
Very solid defensively.
See how they played against us, basically. Like how solid they are. And obviously they played Feyenoord and they smashed them. But in every single game that they play, there's no gaps in the way they play. Like Inzaghi's a good coach, so there's no gaps in the way they play. They're solid, but like it's gonna be attack versus defense in that kind of game. And Inter Milan, the thing with them is they're fine to just sit back and soak it up and then go on the counter attack and hurt you. I feel like Inter Milan have a good chance of winning that game, in my opinion.
As in the whole tie?
Yeah, of winning the whole tie.
Really?
Yeah, I think Inter Milan have a good chance because I just see Inter just being very solid and not allowing Bayern to open them up. The thing is, Bayern can open you up if you're there. If you're playing like end to end against them, they have like fast wingers and stuff like that. But then if you've got like a team that's just willing to just sit back there in a back five, which Inter Milan will do, and just solidify effort and then hit you on the counter, which they got players that can do that on the counter attack, like Lautaro, Thuram and stuff like that. And then their wing backs are flying as well. I think I can see Inter do it as well.
So you don't have much belief in Bayern's ability to overwhelm Inter's defense?
No, I don't think. I just think Inter are just so solid. They're just so compact. That's just my outfit. I just think Inter are just so compact that yes, like Bayern are good offensively, but it's like when you have a team that's like it's like playing against Atletico. It's like if you look at the Real Madrid Atletico tie from the other leg, everyone is looking at it like Real Madrid's attack versus Atletico's defense. But look at what happened when Atletico were just solid there. Do you get like you see in the big Champions League games, a lot of it is like very tight and it's all very tactical. These games aren't like wide. Even if you look at Arsenal versus Bayern from last season as well, these games are just very tight games. Like once you get to this level of the Champions League, like the quarterfinals, the last 8 and things like that, all of these games are just very tactical. So you're not really. It's hard to see like just clean sweeps and things like that. And if there's a team for me that can drag it out and come out the other side like a 1-0, 0-0 there and stuff like that, I think that's Inter more so than Bayern. I don't think Bayern can deal with the counter of Inter Milan, whilst I feel like Inter can just sit deep and just soak it up. So for me, it's Inter, man.
So you're going with Inter. Yeah, see, for me, I'm going with Bayern. I'm not gonna lie. I have more belief in Bayern's ability to unlock the doors. With Inter, I know they're very good at defending. They're very tight. Inzaghi's got the structure. They're very resolute. They can be compact, etc. But at the same time, at the same time, I think it's going to be game state dependent. It's going to be game state dependent because what happens if Bayern score first? If Bayern can put Inter in a position where Inter have to come out and chase the game, I think Bayern can unload on them.
No, that's a good point.
And with the first game being at Allianz Arena as well, I think that's Bayern's best fit. Try and get early goals and then see what Inter are about. If Inter have to try and force their way back into the tie. If Inter do get a result at Bayern and they have something to take back to San Siro, then it becomes a problem for Bayern.
Yeah.
So.
I can see that. I can see, obviously, like, that always happens. It's like with the Atletico thing. Yeah. That always happens. But then a lot of times people think if you score first, because from what I can recall, I think, in the Real Madrid Atletico game, I think, what's it called, I can't remember if Real Madrid scored first in the other game.
Yeah,
Real Madrid scored first. And I think even some of these teams, even when you score first against them, they will still stay solid. Like, they'll just refuse to come out. Like, it's not like Inter, like, overly like defensive like Simeone. It's just that they just have that shape that naturally off the ball, if you have the ball, because it's a back three, it can easily turn to a back five.
That's true.
And it can easily just turn into something whereby you're just like free. And because like Bayern mainly play with the wingers out wide, stretch and everything. But then it's hard when you've got a team that's a back five, they've got wing backs that are gonna play as defenders, and then they're loading up the box. They've got 3 centre backs there against Kane. It's gonna be hard to find space. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be an interesting matchup. To be fair, I think. Maybe I have a bit of bias there. I'm just not a big fan of Inter's strike force, to be honest. Lautaro Martinez, I know he gets goals. For me, he's just not the most clinical forward.
I think with Lautaro, I agree with you with that. I don't think Lautaro is like the level above. But the only thing is, the reason why he shines a lot when there's a lot of space. And I think it's Bayern are going to give you that space. And
That's true.
Yeah, and you see like Upamecano, for example. That guy makes mistakes, man.
Yeah, he does.
He makes mistakes in isolation, especially, as well. And then against like with pace and things like that. So once you leave him in like an open space and things like that, and especially they start playing Kimmich in midfield, which for me, I've always said Kimmich should play right back. He shouldn't play midfield. Just things like Kimmich in midfield or Upamecano in isolation, them kind of situations, you can see someone like Thuram, for example, who's not even the most like clinical or like the fit, but because he's got that raw pace, he can get in behind if there's space there. And Lautaro, I can see them do something. And then their midfield is good as well. That's the thing. Like Inter's midfield.
I'm a big fan of Barella.
Barella, Çalhanoğlu. I forgot the other guy that's in there as well. But like these guys are experienced, solid guys that, you know what I mean, like solid, experienced guys. They can keep it compact, but at the same time, once they get the ball back, they can quickly launch a counter attack. Like Çalhanoğlu has got a good final pass. Barella's got that engine. He can get in behind. So if there's space and things like that, they can easily get there. You know what I mean? So I see Inter being able to do it though.
You go Inter, I'll go Bayern. We'll see what happens, man.
And obviously, if they go through to the next tie, then it's Barca versus Dortmund, the winner of that one.
I think that's going to be a resounding Barcelona favourites, if we're being honest. I mean, Dortmund on their day, they can surprise a team. They got to the final last year. I just don't really see it happening this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I see
Barca gonna have too much for them.
Yeah, this Barca team as well is.
They score a hell of a lot of goals. Hell of a lot of goals.
I don't even know how they slowly built this team. I feel like Barca quietly built this team. Like that team is sick. Like Frankie De Jong, DM. You got what's his name, Pedri. left centre mid, and then you got what's his name, Olmo. Danny Olmo's cold as well. Pedri to me, arguably one of the best centre mids in the world. Yeah, he's so low. Look, I don't know if he's underrated or anything like that, but I just don't see him being outspoken as much. But I don't think, not that he's underrated, but I don't know. I think just because he's quiet, doesn't score as many goals or anything like that. But like the way Vitinha was getting praised to getting stuff like that, that's basically Pedri in every game.
Yeah,
Pedri's cold. Obviously, Lewandowski's getting old. That's the only thing. But then,
he still getting goals. He's still clinical often. So.
Yeah, still clinical. And then you got Yamal and Rafinha as well in the wide areas. These guys are cold, man. Yamal is just unreal, man. Yamal is unreal.
Some people are calling him the best player in the world already. In terms of talent.
Best player in the world.
It's an interesting one, but for me that's premature. But
I think even like Yamal versus Saka, that's another debate as well. Who do you think is better on that one though? Yamal, Saka.
So if I base it on talent alone, just technical ability, talent alone, I would give it to Yamal. Just because I see him, he's a bit more capable of the unexpected. And to be fair, he plays with a high IQ as well. You would never think he's 17 on the pitch. I just think because I'm a fan of consistency as well, and I've been watching Saka play at a very high level for a good 3 seasons now, even arguably longer, but let's say 3 seasons undeniably. I can't place Yamal above Saka yet, but just natural ability, I do think Yamal's probably the more naturally talented.
Yeah, I think Yamal, I think he has that Neymar thing. You know, like you see the thing with Saka. Yeah, because you see the thing with Saka for me, it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's like it's not that it's boring, but like, he's just a machine.
Yeah, he's efficient. Yeah, Saka's one of the most efficient.
Exactly, yeah, he's just a machine. Like, he's beating players. Like, do you know what I mean? He's beating players clearly. Like, do you know what I mean? He's beating players clearly. But it's like, it doesn't look like, when Yamal's beating a player, it looks different.
Yeah.
But it's more so, I think, because of the skills. Because Yamal is doing it, he'll be doing tricks, you get, and all the kind of skills. Meanwhile, like, Saka is just like, I'm going there. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just literally just, every time he gets the ball, 100% of the time he's getting past the player, he's making something happen. He's moving the ball forward, he's getting a chance. So I still think it's Saka just because of that efficiency. I still think Saka. But Yamal's like just his skill level is just insane. Like, yeah. But it is a different style of dribbling. It's like Neymar's dribbling versus Hazard's dribbling. It's a bit like that. Like Hazard's dribbling again, it's not too much skills. It's more like body feints. Do you get like body feints, the way he moves, the way he touches. More direct. Yeah, whilst Neymar would get the ball, come backwards. He'll come backwards to go forward again. All these kind of skills and things like that. But yeah, I still think Saka though. I think it's Saka. Yeah. But yeah, I feel the Barca will beat Dortmund. Easy. I think that one is easy. Yeah. And
then the next tie and the other leg of the quarterfinals, so that's PSG Aston Villa. What are you saying about this one?
This one for me is, I rate Unai Emery in the Champions League. Like I rate.
Do you? I don't really rate him in the Champions League. You know.
No.
You mean in Europe in general?
Yeah, Europe in general. I rate him in Europe in general, and I rate the way he sets up his own.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I rate this PSG team because look at what they did to Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like, bro, they should have won that game. They should have won that game one more time.
Well. You called that one as well.
The technical quality of that PSG team is just too good, and that's like, obviously that's the kryptonite for any team. Yeah. But like Liverpool, like if you look at what Real Madrid did to them every single time, even like going back to Klopp's Liverpool, when they were like, oh, this pressing team, that they'll get the ball off you. Real Madrid just used to pass the ball around them all the time. Play out the press, pass around them, and every time they come up against a team this technical like that, it shows up their midfield that their midfield is not at that level. Like guys like Szoboszlai and things like that, they're not at that technical level. Do you get it? And it shows whenever they come up against a midfield. Like look at what Vitinha was doing to them. Vitinha, João Neves, they were playing around with them in midfield like it was nothing, getting chances, going past them, beating them, completely dominating the game. They should have won the first leg even. And they took it to Anfield and won it there.
What I will say is though, PSG at the moment they do have a very good blend of technical ability and mobility. You know that not a lot of teams in Europe have. So just to be a bit fair to Liverpool, I think it's not every day you're gonna come across a team that has that level of like technique. You know, in all three positions as well, the ability to like rotate. You know, so
I think even if you look at that PSG midfield, this is what I was saying when it comes to like Arsenal's midfield, how I want our midfield to be. If you look at the way they built that midfield, what's his name, Luis Enrique, the manager, the way he built that midfield it's like there's not even any real six. They don't really have a real DM on that thing. It's all three players are all eights.
They're all quite
they're all literally just eights. It's a bit like Newcastle's midfield as well. Like Bruno, Joe Linton, and
rotations.
Antonelli. It's all just rotations in there. There's no singular guy that's defender. That's the reason why when they're so comfortable when playing deep, because all three of them can play deep, and all three of them can play in the final third. All three of them can play in the final third. So like it doesn't even seem like oh, no one's out of place. It's not like, you see how when it comes to us, it's like sometimes people want us to be very like how do you call it, like limited or like profile rigid. To get exactly rigid like profile. Or this is the guy that does this over there. This is the guy that does this in the middle pit. This is the guy that does in the final third. For PSG, there's no guy. There's no anyone can receive the ball anywhere in the pitch and make something happen in midfield. And I feel that's why their midfield is so fluid. But the thing with Unai Emery, the way he sets up here, the way I like it is because he can be so compact here and kill a game, but at the same time, the way his fullbacks go up, the way he allows the fullbacks to go in, and then allows the forwards, that's why I feel like Rashford was going to be good for Aston Villa. Yeah. Because like Rashford for me is not a 1v1 winger. He's more like an inside forward. And playing for someone like Unai Emery that's going to allow you to like get the fullbacks to overlap and allow you to come on the inside and allows that combination. Because if you remember how Wenger used to do it, Wenger would have like 4 players all at once, like in the middle. You know, where we'll have like Alexis, Iwobi, the striker, the 10, Ozil, all around that central area. That's the kind of stuff that Unai Emery does, and it gets the best out of the attackers. So I feel like they can do that to PSG, and they can get at PSG's defense. And they'll have to be doing that on the counter, obviously, because PSG is 100% going to dominate. And the thing that could get PSG as well is that it's just the fact that they don't have a clinical striker. I think that could get to them against Aston Villa, because Aston Villa are very good in the counter.
Yeah, they are.
They got guys that can carry the ball over long distance, like Rodgers, They've got Watkins who can carry over long distance, so they're going to be able to hit, what's it called?
PSG on the counter.
Yeah, PSG on the counter. Compared to Liverpool, Liverpool, yeah, they've got, but they were heavily relying on Salah on the counter. Do you get? Meanwhile, Aston Villa are not heavily relying on just one player.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got multiple players that can hit them on the counter. Rashford, Rodgers, Watkins, they can all do on the counter. So I think Aston Villa probably have a better chance than what I gave Liverpool at the other time. So I can see Aston Villa. Obviously, I still think PSG will go through, but I think this is a very tight game. I don't think it's a straight off.
You think Villa will cause them problems, yeah?
Yeah, I think Aston Villa are going to cause PSG problems. I think they cause. I don't think it's a straight up, what's it called, beat down like that. No, I don't think so.
I agree with the majority of what you're saying, to be honest. Yeah, it's a hard one for me to call because I do think Villa on their day, they're a bit of a strange one. They are capable of stifling teams, stifling big teams, and setting up well to get a result. So it's a bit of a tricky one. But if I'm pushed, I will say PSG to progress though.
Then we come to
and then last but not least, Arsenal Madrid. And when the Ops' colours, so they still when the Ops' colours. What did they say? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. yeah, that's me.
This guy. No. Well, like Arsenal Madrid, yeah, bruv. You see what I was saying before about this, yeah? If you look at the tie, for me, obviously Real Madrid is the hardest team.
Yeah.
If we can somehow beat Real Madrid and get past, actually give us a good chance to win the Champions League.
This guy.
Boy, if you can beat Real Madrid,
game by game,
calma.
No,
because if you look at all the teams that's left in the Champions League, I feel like we can give every single one of them problems.
Yeah, but I also believe we can lose to any team.
No, of course.
Simply because we're not at our best, number one. And number two, it's like I feel like we're in a period now where we're still trying to find our feet, playing without a striker. And offensively, I feel like we are far away from where we should be. Yeah. You know, and that's kind of been from the start of the season, even when we had our strikers. So
my only thing is that you see these other games. It's like what I always say about the champ. For me, I always feel that the Champions League is always tight in these stages.
Yeah.
And I think we're one of the teams, just like how I say about Inter Milan, we're one of the teams that we're comfortable in these tight games. My only thing is
comfortable in the tight games.
Like we're comfortable playing like compact games, rigid games, keeping the score low because we don't really concede that many chances. Even in Europe and in the league away, I see that the same thing with Inter Milan as well. That's why I see Inter Milan going forward as well. But from what I can see, I don't see PSG as being a team that can blow us away.
You mean Madrid?
No. I'm saying if we got past Real Madrid, if we beat Real Madrid, I don't see PSG as being a team that can blow. I think the only other team that could possibly blow us, obviously Barca and Bayern, but like we played Bayern last year, they had similar players and it didn't happen. Because of how compact it was. Barca is like I rate Barca highly this season. So I can see that happening, especially with a guy like Rafinha as well. But like I just rate our defense. I rate our defense so highly. Even like I feel like we're overly defensive as well. Even like we're overly defensive to a fault where it starts to affect us in attack. Yeah. But I think it actually works in these kind of Champions League games. Okay. Being this overly defensive, it kind of works in these games that we can actually be able to like hold these teams off. Yeah. Obviously, the problem then comes with can we take our chances? That's the biggest thing.
So my opinion on defense, right, on Arsenal's defense. I rate it highly, of course. I rate it in the Premier League, yeah. Premier League, 38 games, keep it ticking. You know what you're gonna do. You know your opposition very well. Game by game, yeah. My issue with Arsenal's defense is, as much as I rate it, I believe we seem to have this thing about us where we succumb to the aura of big occasions, and you start seeing the team as a whole make mistakes that you wouldn't normally attribute to the players we have. For example, against Newcastle, yeah, I'm going to digress a bit, but against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, those 2 legs, our defence was all at sea. Normally, you would never see us stretched like that, but maybe it was the occasion of the cup competition, or maybe it was Newcastle's style or the way they play, or maybe Isak just rattling our defenders. Sometimes there's this kind of unquantifiable thing that takes over us, especially in cup competitions, I've noticed, under Mikel Arteta, where we'll just be doing things that we don't normally do. Now, my fear is that that's going to be highly amplified against Real Madrid, because how often do we play a team that has the quality of attackers that Real Madrid has? And one thing I've noticed about us as well is that when we make one mistake, it tends to cause a domino effect where we start to make more. Look at the Bayern game, the first leg at home. We took the lead, looking like we're going to be comfortable. We were at Emirates where there were no opposition fans. If you remember, Bayern's fans were banned. No opposition fans, the stadium's rocking, and we literally gift by 2 goals. Why? Just because of a lapse of communication. And I feel like it's the atmosphere or the aura of pressurized moments. So for me, that scares me against any opposition at this stage of the Champions League.
Yeah. I think, I definitely see what you're saying. I can see that, especially against Real Madrid, because I feel like they have players that can just immediately punish you. Do you get, like, from anything? Do you get, they can immediately punish you. So that's the reason why, for me, that Real Madrid are the most dangerous team left against us in the time. But I think, even against, like, so say we go past Real Madrid and it's PSG, I think we can still get away with certain things against PSG, because just because I don't see the clinical. But obviously, like, when it gets like Barca, do you get, like, Barca can punish us or Bayern can punish you. But we've played Bayern last year and I've seen them, like, I feel like we flopped that game. Do you get? Because I feel like we could have beat them. So I'm not like, I see Bayern's attack, Olise and all these guys here, but it's just that I don't feel like these guys are gonna, like, do you get, like, I think Bayern are good.
Yeah.
I just don't see them as this Real Madrid. Do you get? I see Real Madrid as the,
yeah, but they don't need to be Real Madrid. They're still better than us.
no, but the thing is that we played them last season, and I didn't think they were that much better than us.
But they were. They did enough. They did enough. Yeah. And also, don't forget, last season, what were people saying? People were saying, "Oh, this is a Bayern team that they're at their worst."
But I don't think Bayern are better now than they were last season, though. That's what I don't think that they're any better.
Based on what?
No, I think they're still a very similar team. We literally played the same players, like Musiala and stuff like that. We still play the same.
They've added Olise.
Of course, no, Olise is good. Olise is solid, yeah. But the thing is this, yeah, is, you see, the way it wasn't just like an individual thing.
Right.
From the way I was watching that, it was more so, it's the way we were so compact
as a collective.
Yeah, as a collective. Yeah. See, Bayern, when they come to all this, like, they're not gonna get the situations where it's just 1v1 against the winger, it's against the fullback. It's not always where, like, all the players get back. Like, obviously, we've said before that it's not good for the offensive part of the game that everyone is back. But that's still something that Bayern will struggle if you're playing like a 2 banks of 4.
So you think if we're able to get past Real Madrid, then we shouldn't fear anyone else?
We shouldn't fear anyone else.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think we should fear anyone else.
I can agree with that.
I think saying for everyone else.
I could agree with that if you get past Real Madrid, you shouldn't fear anyone else. That's fair enough, because Real Madrid are the strongest team in the competition. However, I don't think beating Madrid makes you any more favourites for any other team.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've watched Arsenal long enough to know that you could beat Real Madrid and lose to anybody in the next stage.
Yeah, of course. Do
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get you. Of course.
We beat Man City 5-1. Yeah. Very next match wasn't the Newcastle game in the Carabao.
Yeah.
We're still high off the result.
No, of course. I think that also comes from the manager as well, like learning from experience.
Exactly.
And all that kind of stuff. Yeah, playing the moment. Like adjusting in the moment, making the right subs.
This is what I'm saying. And these are not necessarily strong points of Mikel Arteta in the Champions League or in cup competitions in general.
Yeah, I think with that we have to see. Obviously, a lot of the way I'm viewing it as well is more like a potential of what I feel like we can get to get, of what I think could possibly happen. Obviously, it might not happen as how I'm seeing it, but.
All right, so you're talking. All right, so you said if we beat Madrid, what can we do? Okay, first let's actually explore. What percentage did you give us of
against Real Madrid?
Yeah, out of 100%.
I think this is the hardest game. Like,
give us a number. What percentage?
Like, if I'm just being a fan, I want to say Arsenal, obviously, but if I'm being fair, I think it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna.
All right, I want you to break it down into a percentage, bro.
What, a percentage of Arsenal winning?
Yeah.
I'll probably give us like a 25% chance.
25%?
Yeah. Okay. Because the reason why I feel like our attack is not there, and Real Madrid, is like, bro, Vini, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, bruv.
So I'm giving Arsenal a 20% chance. Yeah. I'm saying 20%, 20% chance of Arsenal progressing in this stage. Madrid, they've probably got the most match winners, most game changers in the Champions League, man.
And they play a style that's pretty much the style that, like, everything that's causes Arsenal problems is what Real Madrid have.
Yeah.
Like the mid block, they've got the midfielders that can keep the ball in the central areas. They've got the strikers that can stretch us as well, and they've got the wingers. So it's going to be a hard game. But yeah, talking about Arsenal Real Madrid though, so you combine Arsenal Real Madrid 11. Yeah.
So we're gonna judge it off, like, not just available players, but
everyone being fit. Yeah.
Both teams at their strongest. Yeah. Who do you take? Okay. It's got to be Courtois. Raya hasn't got the skin in the game of Courtois at the moment. So I like Raya. He's doing well, but come on, Courtois has been there, done that.
Yeah, I think Courtois for sure. I think that's probably one of the most straightforward positions. I think that's Courtois, for sure. At right back though, that one is a bit hard.
This is going to be mad because realistically, it's hard to pick Arsenal players if we're being completely unbiased, because these Madrid players have done it. So okay, for example, now at right back, for me it has to be Carvajal. How can it?
I don't think Carvajal now is the same as Carvajal then. I think it's Timber.
So are you okay? So
no, because it's not like a career. It's not like I'm not gonna put them in based on their whole career.
Right.
I'm gonna put them on like right now.
Okay.
And for me, Timber's the better right back right now. Like Carvajal's, obviously he's still cold.
Carvajal's injured though.
No, but it's not even about even if we go with Carvajal from last season.
Carvajal's just coming off a Champions League and Euros win, bro.
Bro, Carvajal is still not the same guy.
But he's just coming off a Champions League and Euros win.
There's a reason why there's a reason why they're signing Trent. There's a reason why they're signing Trent.
I don't know. I think that's just a market opportunity.
No. Like you see at left back here, they're sorted there. So that's why they're not changing it. But at right back, they're not. Carvajal is not the same guy. He's not the same guy as what
How old is
Carvajal when he was younger, yeah. No, but didn't he have that heart thing? He had that heart issue as well. Like when Carvajal was younger, for me he was probably one of the best right backs in the game at that time. And now he's not the same no more.
So he's 33. So they might just be looking to proactively bring in a replacement rather than them thinking he's washed now. It's Real Madrid. Real Madrid stack talent. They love to stack talent. That doesn't mean that they think
Timber is solid for me, man. Bro, solid defensively.
Of course, Timber's solid, but come on.
And on the ball quality. Obviously, Carvajal on the ball, but I don't think this Carvajal is as good as the old. But when you say and because of that, is why I think Timber's better now.
But when you say this Carvajal, what do you mean? Because bro, just last season, Carvajal was probably.
Yeah, of course, but like. It's like winning. It's like, for example, if we say Robertson wins the league this season, it don't mean Robertson now is as good as Robertson then.
That's an extreme example on the
no, it's not.
the spectrum. So you think Carvajal has fallen that far off his peak now?
No, it's not falling up. I just rate Timber that highly. It's not that he's falling that low. I just rate Timber that highly. If it was Ben White, I would agree with you. If it was Ben White, but I also think Ben White can't get back in because of Timber as well. Timber for me is a solid right back, man. Solid.
I'm not saying Timber's not solid.
He has no like. I don't think Timber has any flaws like as a fullback.
I'm not saying Timber's not solid. How can you put Timber above a mainstay right back who just won the Euros and the Champions League and he's won everything and he's still playing at a very high level?
Bro, quality, man.
But I need to see Timber do this for a longer period of time before I shift Carvajal from right back.
If not, like what Timber's even doing this season, and in fact I remember what Timber's doing now, and remember he's only just come back from the injury as well, and look at the way he's performing already. And if you remember how he was performing, the other time before he even got the injury as well, if you remember the way he was performing before he got the injury as well, and then from this as well, bro, like Timber for me is solid guy. For me, I'll go Timber. I don't know. Like we can debate, but
you go Timber.
I'm going with Timber.
That's a tricky
this
one.
This guy trying to put Carvajal in there.
Hey, listen, we're going to be going back and forth here, but viewers, if you disagree with any of our picks, you put who you think is whatever position. Put it in the comment section for us.
Yeah, for sure.
So. Okay, do you know what? We'll come back to right back.
We'll come back to right back.
Centre back pairing.
Centre back pairing. So that's what Saliba, Gabriel versus Rudiger and Militao.
The thing is, but we can take one of each as well.
Yeah, of course.
The thing is now, we need to agree now, Are we doing it based on this season, like right now, or are we doing it just like as an overall? Because I'm saying just as an overall.
If we're saying overall, or if we're saying overall, or like we're saying who would you want as the pairing next season? Like based off of what's been.
No, I don't want to do that because that's like future. I want to pick just overall metrics. Like who are you picking? And I'm saying Saliba and Rudiger. Actually, before you continue, do we agree that the strongest 4 centre backs of both teams is Gabriel, Saliba, Rudiger,
Militao? Yeah, for sure.
So we're not looking at like the Essentials and the
no. Okay, I don't think they've been at that level.
David Alaba. Cool.
I don't think Militao would even go in the top 3 anyways. I think the top 3 is still Rudiger, Gabriel, Saliba.
Right.
In that case, for me, I think Gabriel's been better than Saliba this season.
I agree.
But if we're just looking at overall, like overall quality, I think that has to go to. I think Saliba we know is the overall better defender. He's the more commanding guy, makes less mistakes.
I believe he has the highest peak.
Yeah, he has the highest peak. He's always younger. So I think if I was to go for 2, it will most likely be Saliba and Rudiger. Okay, I think Rudiger's a monster. I think Rudiger's a monster defender. Yeah. So I'll go Saliba
and Rudiger. Yeah. Cool. We can finally agree. It's not all argument. But so we go over to left back now. Left back's a bit of a tricky one because I wouldn't say neither team currently has like a outstanding, shall I say, left back. But I've got a proposal for you. Carvajal right back, Timber left back. That's my proposal.
Okay. No, that makes it easy though, man. That makes it no, because that makes it easy to put both of them in. That makes it easy.
That's what I would do though.
Yeah, that makes it easy to put both of them in.
That's my back four.
If we had all those players,
yeah.
But I'm gonna that will make it easy to complete.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make it easy. I want to base it on where they played this season.
So you want to base it on where they played?
Yeah, I want to play where they played this season.
So for the record, you're happy to take out Carvajal for Timber?
Yeah, for Timber, yeah. No, but we'll come back to Carvajal. We'll come back to right back anyways.
Alright.
But at left back here, for me, it's gonna be Lewis Kelly versus Mendy.
No Calafiori.
No, I don't think Calafiori is as good as Lewis
Zinchenko?
Kelly. Yeah, nah,
no Zinchenko.
There's no chance, man. I would take. I rate Mendy as well. I rate Mendy, and the bias might be coming up. I'm saying Skelly, man.
I can't pick Lewis Skelly over Ferland Mendy. Not yet,
bro.
Potentially yes, but for me it's way too early, man.
You see what it is with Mendy? Yeah? Over the years, when I watch Mendy, the thing about him as well is he can come into some trouble. Like, okay, so Skelly just come to this position now. He's already shown how good he can play in one-on-one situations already.
Yeah.
Like Mendy is not like. Even till now, he still has a lot of issues in one-on-one situations.
Right.
Like he's still one, and Skelly's already shown that he's already. Plus, Skelly's naturally a midfielder. Skelly's a player who's better than Mendy on the ball in offensive areas already. So he's already shown ability in the offensive area, and he's already showing what Mendy doesn't have in one-on-one situations already. Yeah. For me, of course, it's too soon because Mendy's been playing there for like a while.
Yeah.
But for me, man, I think if I'm just looking at potential, I'm looking at who I think could be the better player and who's the better player. If I have to pick, I'm picking Skelly, man.
You're picking Skelly over Ferland Mendy.
Yeah, I'm picking Skelly.
Don't forget, we're doing this on like peaks and overall. So you've seen enough from Skelly to say.
I think I've seen enough to project Skelly compared to Mendy overall. I don't think Mendy is. I think Mendy before was rated as he was looked at like he was going to be one of the best left backs, like and stuff like that. But I don't think he's. I think there's even a young Real Madrid left back that's coming up. I've forgotten his name. Who's might actually be better than Mendy. I forgot the other guy's name. He's a young Spanish left back. I think he's
Garcia.
Yeah, Frank Garcia. That's it. Yeah. I think he's looked better than Mendy already because he's not had no issues defensively. When he came on against Salah, and when was it? Was it during the I've seen him against Salah. I can't remember if it was this season or last season. Yeah. But I've seen him against Salah and he did really well in 1v1 situations. Yeah. Something that Mendy continues to struggle with against 1v1 wingers. So I think Lewis Skelly is the
Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do, yeah. I'm gonna do a deal, yeah. I'm gonna do a deal. We can't have both Skelly and Timber. No way. We can't have both Skelly and Timber. So I need you to pick.
If I have to
do you
pick,
want Skelly or Timber?
If I have to pick, I'll take Skelly and then you can have cover.
So I get cover, you get Skelly.
Yeah, I get Skelly. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Because I don't think cover has dead either. Yeah. I still rate cover, especially offensively. So yeah, I'll do that one. I'll do that one.
Skelly. See the faith that we have in you, yeah.
Come on, son.
Cool. So we got
midfield.
Midfield.
Ooh, let's see. They play a free midfield like us as well, so they go what?
They rotate them. They rotate their midfield a lot more than we do, I believe.
I mean, should we use? Okay, we can use their midfield format, like 4-4-2 basically. We can use their midfield format.
What do you mean 4-4-2?
As in like use two midfield like them.
No, let's just pick a centre mid trio.
Oh, okay, centre mid trio.
And the strongest three. For me, Bellingham is one of the three.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, undoubtedly one of the three. So that leaves two other spots.
I'm taking Rice in there.
Yeah, I mean Rice in there. Yeah.
Rice for me, and obviously I'll take him as the DM. Okay. I think Rice is better than Tchouaméni defensively and on the ball as well. I think
on the ball
as well. Yeah. I think you see the thing with Tchouaméni is that he keeps it very.
I don't know if Rice is better than Tchouaméni.
Like almost too basic.
I don't know if Rice is better than Tchouaméni on the ball. Technically, you think Rice is better than Tchouaméni?
No.
I'm not
so you see,
about that one.
I don't think Tchouaméni. So you see, with Tchouaméni is that I think this is also the reason why they're looking for like and the reason why even with how old Modric is now, they still play Ceballos and they still play Modric as well, and they were using Kroos even last season. Because see Tchouaméni, I think when Tchouaméni was coming up, everyone thought he was like some Makelele, some guy that can play the pass, but it's like he's not really like he reminds me of like a Gravenberch, like passing wise is. They can keep it ticking, but they're not very like. It's not like a Busquets kind of passing. Do you get it? It's not like they're not. It's not like incisive passing. It's very like okay, give it sideways there, give it there. Good defensively.
Like a metronome.
Solid all round defensively. He's got good engine. Give the ball away. Give the ball side to side. But I feel like Rice can do that, and Rice is better than Tchouaméni defensively as well.
Yeah.
So I just feel like Rice just overall just does more. Like on the pitch. That's just for me. I think Rice overall does more. It's like saying Rice versus Gravenberch. For me, it's Rice again as well. Because Rice he doesn't keep it as simple as them, but I feel like Rice can keep it simple. We saw it for England when he's playing as a 6. He can keep it simple like them, but then he's better defensively than them as well. And he can carry the ball as well. So I would take Rice as the guy who's more versatile, can carry the ball, can do everything on the ball.
So if that's the case, because we're speaking about peaks more so than current form, current ability, then I guess it picks itself. Then it has to be, if you're insistent that Rice goes in, then it's got to be Rice, Bellingham, Modric. Then, even though Modric is not at his best, but we're talking about overall, so pedigree is involved. Do you know what I mean? So
okay. The only thing I would say with that is one, that's a much more balanced midfield as well, if you play those 3 together. And then secondly, I don't think like Odegaard, even if I wanted to argue for Odegaard, I don't think he's even like, depending on if we say the last 3 seasons combined together or anything like that, he's not reached the levels of Modric. He's not reached
arguably even Bellingham.
He's not reached those levels. So it's even hard to argue, because Odegaard would be the only one I would be arguing for to get into that midfield, and I don't think I would argue for him.
Yeah,
so
I can't argue for a player that didn't get into Madrid already. To be now be in the combined 11.
Exactly. So I don't think I would argue for Odegaard. I think I would just straight up say Modric. So you're right, Bellingham, Modric,
Rice.
And Rice. Yeah, I think that's solid. Cool. I think that's definitely solid.
Now we're gonna go to left wing. I think left wing picks itself.
Oh yeah,
to be honest.
Oh, come on, Vinny. That's simple. That's simple.
Not even close.
I mean, I think the front 3 kind of picks itself. Vinny.
Before we go on to the others, were you one of the people? There's a certain fan channel. I think it was last season, the season before.
Yeah.
They were saying they wouldn't trade Martinelli for Mbappe at the time. Were you one of those people?
Bonkers. There's no chance in hell, man. Bro, like Martinelli for me. I mean, I like Martinelli as a player, but come on, man. He's not on that level. There's a different level. He's not there.
There were actually some people who said that they wouldn't trade Martinelli for Mbappe. I have receipts in my Arsenal group chats as well.
No, there's no way. They're not touching that level. There's no level. Like Vinny is a different league. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like up top, obviously.
Mbappe he has his detractors though. A lot of people don't actually rate Vinny. A lot of people think he's.
I think with Vinny, I think his character is why a lot of people like the way he's on the pitch and stuff like that. But for me, it's like you have to play. You need players to express themselves on the pitch. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think a lot of people take things away from him because of him arguing. You get on the pitch like rolling around. It'd be like with Neymar, but it's like, bro, like you took all those stuff from Neymar away. Neymar still, for me, arguably the top 3 player this era. Like in his era when he came out, he's still top 3 because I don't see no one after Messi.
We'll touch on that.
Yeah, because after Messi and Ronaldo, bro, for me it's Neymar.
We'll touch on that.
Yeah, no one is touching those kind of levels, and I think Vinny is on that. Is looking like he can be on that space as well. Like in terms of this era, like Vinny's cold, man. You see Vinny on the pitch. Sometimes he's doing things that Mbappe can't do with a ball as well. Like Mbappe is more clinical, but Vinny's doing things that these guys can't. Vinny will take the ball to the byline and leave you at the byline whilst he's in the box already. Like.
So I agree. Vinny is the obvious pick for left wing. But just on the case of Vinny, right? He has a lot of detractors who say he kind of embodies what's wrong with Brazilian football right now. In that when you compare him to the previous greats that played in this position, that he's like quite a way off of those. What do you think about that?
I think if you look at you're talking about, like Ronaldinho and them kind of guys.
The Dinos, the Kakas, Rivaldos, they believe he's quite far away from that level. I personally believe he has the right to be in and amongst that table.
I think it takes time. He's still young. He's still young before he gets there. But if you remember, people were kind of they were trying to say that about Neymar as well. You get, but then Neymar's got like I think over 100 goals for Brazil. And Neymar was always turning up for Brazil. I think. Neymar, like in the end, Neymar proved, because they were talking about Neymar dives, rolling around. They were trying to say Ronaldinho and Ronaldo don't do that kind of thing. What they were forgetting was that in those eras of Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, they were playing together. Yeah. All these legends, Roberto Carlos, all these guys, Cafu, they were all playing together. Meanwhile, Neymar was carrying a Brazil team. Do you remember before all this time? Brazil used to play Fred. How do you pronounce his name again? Is it Fred or some shit like that? Fred. You know what I mean? Like, he was carrying that.
Post-Fred, they've been playing with Richarlison up front.
Exactly. He was carrying that Brazil team. Yeah. That's what Neymar was playing with. Yeah. So it's not like Neymar had like these other guys. He wasn't playing with like all these other sick guys, Gilberto Silva, all this kind of guy. He wasn't playing with that. So Neymar was carrying Brazil for time, and he won trophies with them as well. So it's like they were saying that until he won a trophy. Then obviously people stopped saying about him. I think that's what Vini needs to do as well.
Yeah, but people do believe that Brazil still have underperformed even with Neymar at the helm.
Yes, of course. I think they did in the World Cup, but then he got injured in that World Cup. He had an injury in the World Cup, and obviously it's not your fault when you get injured as well. Yeah. Do you get, like, it's not like in the season when he was meant to, I think it was against Germany or something, when he was meant to, that's when he was meant to turn up. He got kneed in the back and he got stretched. He got stretched off when he got kneed in the back. So that's not his fault. They got slapped by Germany. Obviously, I think was it Belgium who knocked them out as well, isn't it? I think Belgium knocked them out as well. The only thing with Brazil that I find at times is that they always find it hard to get the right balance as well. And I think it's because they play in such a way that's more in like a South American, Copa America kind of style. Do you get it? Meanwhile, Argentina, they've been successful recently, obviously win the World Cup, because they've like adopted like a European style of football.
I completely agree.
Yeah, they've adopted like a European style of football, and that's to do with the managers. Do you get it? I think Brazil are lacking in terms of the coach. Look at the new coach that they got. Like, I think he's been sacked already. Like, he was trash. I was watching they got beat 4-1 by Argentina.
He got sacked after that game.
Bro, the guy started Joe Linton in midfield with Andre. Why are you starting Joe Linton in midfield? Bro, that's not how you even use Joe Linton.
Yeah, I do like Joe Linton, but
no, but you can't use Joe Linton in the midfield too. Like Joe Linton is just like, he's like your box to box. Like what we're trying to do with Havertz. Do you get? Is that? But he's not like the guy that is going to have the ball in midfield. Argentina played with a midfield free, dominated the game easily. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like they've always had. I feel like Brazil have always had an issue with the manager and the style that they try to play. They try to play too offensive. Do you get? And you can't play. It's kind of like Bayern as well. Even going back to like Bayern Inter, how Bayern played very offensive, like front four. There's rarely many teams that play that attacking. Do you get it? Like that? And you can come unstuck against teams that are very solid. You get it? And that's what I feel happens with Brazil. I think they need to adopt a more European style and play in a more like in a way where you can have more control rather than just this end to end style constantly. And I think you can get the best out of all these other players because they've got a good team now. Yeah.
So all in all, Vinny is criticised unfairly.
Yeah, for sure. The guys, that's a talent right there, man. Going back to Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or as well, that's a joke for me as well. That
you think Vinny should have won it, right?
Come on, man. You can't be giving a Ballon d'Or. That's why you got guys like Trent saying
he wants to win a Ballon d'Or.
Saying he can win a Ballon d'Or. Get out of here, man.
We'll save that. We'll save that for another.
He win the Ballon d'Or from right back.
We'll save that for another section. But okay, back to the combined 11 now. Centre forward. Mbappe. Mbappe. Guys, again, look, if you disagree with anything we're saying,
the German sniper up top,
put it in the comments. The
German sniper, Kai Havertz. No, there's no chance. Mbappe, come on, man, that guy's good.
So there's no case for Havertz to get into the combined team. But Madrid wanted Havertz apparently.
Bro,
apparently they wanted him. Like, allegedly.
What, to be on the bench? To be on the bench for Mbappe? Come on, man.
Havertz, he's not getting into it.
Right wing, that's Saka straight up. It's between Saka and Rodrigo, obviously, but come on, Saka.
So you're saying Saka straight? What? So it's not even a combo for you?
That ain't no combo, man.
Really?
I rate Rodrigo highly. And firstly, Rodrigo for me is not like right wing is not even his best position, anyways.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's what he plays.
Yeah, that's what he plays. Yeah,
right.
But he don't play that position like Saka.
So okay, but considering he doesn't even play that position, but he still manages to play it at a good level, high level, arguably, and he still comes up with good moments throughout a campaign. You don't think he has a case to be in there above Saka?
But we've seen Saka play left wing and left back.
Right.
This boy is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, but right wing is Saka's strongest position right now.
Yeah, right? Of course. But I'm saying the same way Rodrigo's playing out of position there and still doing well. Yeah. Is the same way Saka's also played out of position and done well there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like Rodrigo's gonna. I'm not gonna give Rodrigo extra points for playing out of position because Saka's done that as well.
So tell me, what do you think is the determining factor between
Saka and Rodrigo? Consistency. Yeah. Machine. Saka for me, that guy's a machine, man. Saka is just a machine.
When you say consistency, can you expand on that?
If you give the ball to Saka, say like 20 times in a game, 18 out of 20, this guy's gonna make something happen. There's no like you rarely see Saka make mistakes on the ball, which is crazy because he's so young as well. Like you don't see him make no mistakes. Everything is calculated. Everything is getting the ball forward. He's beating the player. He's combining with someone. He's pushing the team forward. He's creating chances. Like that's why I say all the time. Yeah, Saka reminds me of Ribery and Hazard. Like that. Those are the kind of players. I'm not even trying to compare him to like Neymar and all this kind of guy. I compare him to more like Ribery, Hazard. These guys were the creative hub of the team.
Don't let certain fan bases hear this.
But this guy's the creative hub of the team. You give this guy the ball, and it's like the ball's gonna be stuck to his foot all day, 90 minutes, and he's going to keep making something happen. He's going to keep making something happen all the time. You're going forward because you get the ball to him. That's why I see Saka, man. The guy is like his talent. It's like there's no metric that can judge Saka's talent. There's no metric like forget dribbling. Like there's guys that complain. Like if you look at Doku, like his take on will be like 5 takings per game or something like that. Oh, like you're doing that, and then the other times he's messing up or leaving the ball behind and he's gone forward, you know, he's getting tackled. Saka don't do no.
So what are you saying? Are you saying you're saying Saka's more consistent than Rodrigo, or are you saying he just plays with more IQ than Rodrigo? Like, what is your actual?
I think Saka's talent. Everything about Saka, he's got higher IQ than higher football IQ than Rodrigo. We can see that from his decision making and how consistent his decisions are. Rodrigo is very good. I think if you're talking about just pure skills, if we're just talking about just pure skills, it's Rodrigo for me. I think Rodrigo has better skills than Saka.
When you say skills, do you mean technical? Do you mean technical ability?
Yeah, just like trickery on the ball, trickery. Okay. It's the same thing with Yamal Saka. I think Yamal has more skills than Saka as well. Like
he's a better ball manipulator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, that's the word. Like the way they move the ball from side to side, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's got that. Like I think Rodrigo has that over Saka as well. Like even remember we said Bellingham was saying Rodrigo's the most skillful in a team that has Vinny even to get it. Yeah. So like I wouldn't take away from Rodrigo, but it's about what you do with that skill as well. And I think Saka is just, it doesn't matter about what skill it is, it doesn't matter what position it is, it doesn't matter where he receives the ball, whatever angle it is. Saka's beating that player, making something happen. Like Rodrigo's not doing that consistently.
So do you think if you took Rodrigo out of Madrid and you put Saka where Rodrigo's playing now, do you think Saka produces more than Rodrigo?
Yes. Yes.
That's a good perspective to be
If Real Madrid can touch Saka and Saliba.
Pause. Why for
Pause.
that? Come on, bro.
Pause.
We're a family friendly show, don't forget. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, they can get oh, I'm crying. No, if they can get their hands as well now. That's another pause.
Hey, too much wire right now, bro.
No. Yeah. But yeah, Saka and Saliba at Real Madrid, that's the one. Yeah. Like Saka at right wing for Real Madrid is mad. That's overpowered, man. Yeah. That's overpowered, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just rate Saka just insanely, man. That guy is just ridiculous, man. Yeah. The only thing with Saka for me is I just wish when he comes back from his injury, he's the same player. Honestly, that's all I'm just hoping that he comes back the same way. He doesn't lose any explosiveness or anything like that. He's the same player. But yeah. Obviously, for me, Saka, man. Yeah.
Just play devil's advocate one more time. Don't you think Rodrigo's PR suffers because he's not that brand of Mbappe, of a Vinny, of a Bellingham? He's not that kind of loud player on the pitch. He just kind of does what he does quietly, comes up with his moments quietly, you know. He's not, and because he's not the face of the team, he kind of gets overlooked, or what he does doesn't get praised as much as it should be, maybe.
No, I agree with that as well. I definitely agree with that. It's hard to shine in a team that has Mbappe, Vinny.
But the thing is, he does shine, but he doesn't get the praise.
It doesn't get, No, but I mean, not that it's hard to like, it's not like to stand out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And for people to talk about you, especially when Rodrigo's style is not really, his style is more so like a progressive kind of player. Do you get? He's not really the guy. It's not all the time that he's getting the goals. Or even though when they won the Champions League, he was getting the goals.
He can contribute, but he's not like.
He's helping you in the build-up as well. He's helping you in the build-up. He's helping you in the creative process. He's not always the final guy that's always doing it, which Vinny, Bellingham and Mbappe usually are. So it's hard to get on the spot in spotlight when you're not that player.
Yeah. I personally enjoyed watching Robben more. I think Robben, he just, it appears as if, I don't remember the numbers, but it appears as if he had like the more clutch moments, the more kind of standout moments. But maybe Ribery might have been the more consistent, steady player over the course of a season. It's just maybe, to me, I have more standout moments in my head from Robben.
I get you. That's kind of like with Rodrigo as well. It's like, he's not the guy that's consistently doing that thing. But Ribery, throughout games, like, when you can't find the solution, that's who they go into. Like Robin is probably finishing the moves, but when they can't find no solution, they're trying to break this down, they're trying to do this, and they can't get past this team, is Ribery. Even in the Champions League final against Dortmund, when they scored, it was Ribery who got the ball in the air that then before Robin then tapped it in. Ribery is always that guy. It's just ticking. You know what I mean? It just gets it ticking, and that's Saka for me. That's also Rodrigo as well. I just don't think Rodrigo does it to the level of Saka. Yeah.
So another question I can ask you is: do you think? And that kind of like, that can kind of help us determine who we're going to pick as well. Even though I think you've really got your answer. Do you think if you put Rodrigo in this Arsenal team, would he be able to do what Saka does?
I think if we put Rodrigo there, we drop a level. Yeah. I think we drop a level. Yeah, because Saka was carrying this team, like goal and assist as well. And the thing is, I won't even use goal and assist to even judge Saka, because for me, I rate everything he does outside of goals. But his goal and assist like numbers together. I think he was getting like a goal and assist per game or something before he got injured.
Yeah, he was on a
exactly.
mad run before he got injured.
Plus everything that he does in position as well. But the guy's ridiculous, man. Yeah, I don't think there's a way that I think if we're getting Rodrigo, we go down level. I don't think Rodrigo is. But then again, at the same time, in saying that, Rodrigo also hasn't also had the platform that Saka has had as well to be that player that he's been reliant on. So they're not always giving the ball to Rodrigo all the time. They can give it to Vinny to get it. So if Saka was playing for them as well, Saka wouldn't always get the ball all the time. It would go to Vinny as well. So yeah, I can see that as well. It's just based off what I can see in my own eyes. I just think if there's a guy that you're giving the ball to all the time, it's Saka.
Our front three, we're saying Vinny, Mbappe, Saka.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that's it. How many Arsenal players have we put in that team then?
We had Saka, Rice, Saliba, Lewis Skelly.
So 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, and I was trying to have Timber in there.
Yeah, but I can't let you have 4 fullbacks. All right, cool.